What's up everyone, this is JR Production X, and today we have a comparison with the new Xbox One controller versus the old Xbox 360 controller. So let's get started. In this video we're just going to go over the main differences between both controllers. The biggest difference that you can feel right away definitely has to be the analog sticks. It's already here, the analog sticks had this rubber grip all the way around it, while the old ones only had these little indents on the side, and they tend to wear out just like this over the years. The Xbox One has the grip all the way around, and it seems that the analog stick lasts a lot longer. The analog stick is also a little bit smaller in diameter, and also it's a little bit taller. As you take a look at the 360, you can tell this one is pretty old now. It doesn't have any of the grip, and this is one of the biggest downfalls of the analog sticks from the Xbox 360. Over a couple months, depending on how much you played, it would just move, and right now it's very slick, and sometimes it just slips out of your finger. The Xbox 360 analog stick does feel comfortable, but I would definitely pick the Xbox One over the 360 for the analog stick. Another big change between both controllers has to be the D-pad. The new D-pad has independent buttons all the way around, while the old one only has one. You can rotate it across, and it really wasn't that comfortable and that sensitive, but Microsoft definitely fixed it with the new Xbox One controller. Another big difference has to be the home button. On the old Xbox remote, it's right here in the middle, and you can clearly tell how to turn it on, especially if you're owner of PS3. But most of my friends that have PlayStations, it takes them a little bit to turn on the new Xbox controller because they really can't. They don't think this is a button. Personally, I think it's a lot more sleek, and it doesn't stand out as much as the old controller. Another difference for the back of the Xbox One controller, it doesn't have this huge bump like it does for the 360, and it's pretty flush. But it does take two AA batteries, and you're going to have to buy a rechargeable play pack if you want to charge it and don't use AA's. And the old controller, the batteries tend to get in the way. Another difference is the bumpers and triggers. Before, there's a pretty big gap between them. Now it's flush, so whenever you put your finger back here, you're definitely going to hit some kind of button, and there's no, what they would call it, is a dead zone right here. You click it and nothing would happen. With the old bumpers, you could click anywhere on them and they would still work, the corners and all the way up on top. But the new one, you click mostly on the sides, but if you click right on top right here, if you get any kind of pressure and pressing down pretty hard, it's not going to click. If you click anywhere right of the little corner, you're going to be good, but you can't click on it. And also on the trigger, they have this little curve to them, it's right here, so your fingers fit more comfortably on it. There's also a little motor in here that's going to make your controller rumble. So say for example you're playing Forza, and this can be incorporated in a lot of the games, but just for example, for if you're playing Forza Motorsports and you're going off to the right of the course, it's going to rumble on the right side. Same as if you're going off to the left of the course, it's going to rumble on the left side. Because most of the time you have already a finger, you naturally grip it with the finger, with both thumbs on the analog stick and then both fingers on the triggers. So you're going to feel it. This feature is also going to come in handy when you're playing games such as like Call of Duty, and you're going to find out which way you're getting shot at a little bit quicker than looking around or seeing the marks on the screen. Another slight difference is the buttons. It's the same layout as the previous model, but they just look a little bit different and a little bit sleeker, I must add. Still have the same touch and feel and clickiness, and they're definitely responsive. On top of the controller, the sync buttons are in a little bit of a different position. And also, there's different connecting pieces. For both of them, you could also plug and play, so you don't need a battery pack for it. And it's just a little bit smaller and more convenient. So as you switch it over to the back, so right here, there's also different connectors for the bottom piece as well, and for the mics. The overall use with the new Xbox One controller with batteries is pretty good. I've been using the controller about a week now with pretty heavy use, and the batteries haven't died on me yet, so that's a plus right there. Overall, if you previously had Xbox 360 and you're moving on to the new Xbox One, there's really not that much of a different grip and feel. It'll only take a little bit of time to get used to it. And I definitely would have to vote this as one of the best controllers. Tell me down below if you think the PlayStation 4 controller beats the Xbox controller for gaming. Leave your comments and suggestions down below. I will also be having Xbox One vs 360 console coming up very shortly. See you guys in the next one, and this is JR Production X signing off. Peace.